And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. And let's see, first five people. Who were the first five? Michael Gilbert, Hugh Gorick, John Buchert, Isom, Hawk Wing 05. Welcome back again here. LTO is up 100%. Well, LTO is the old coin, so if it is up, it's fake. Because the new coin is EQTY. So if you guys were Crypto Hawk fans, you should know that. So it is the EQTY coin. So it's not LTO, it's EQTY. And it's currently up 100%. Perfect. So I got that on Caleb and Brown. It's got a bunch of zeros in front of it. No shit. This is the time that you sell. Something like that. When it's up that much, sell that shit off. All right. My name is Crypto Hawk, not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor. I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know anything about financial advising, none of the above. What I do know is that for the past 5.5 years, I stay high. Heroin, cocaine, peyote, mushrooms, LSD, methamphetamines, 24/7. It's all I do. That's why I'm giving a disclaimer. So if anybody gets wrecked on some crypto and shit, well, you know it's your own fault. Let's look through here. Don't buy anything I tell you to buy. Don't sell anything I tell you to sell. All my financial advice comes from a toy, either Chucky or Zoltar. Happy Veterans Day to all veterans that are alive. Now, today's not Memorial Day. It is Veterans Day. So all those veterans that are alive, thank you for serving your country of the United States of America. Best country in the entire world. You know, it's funny. I see these people coming from other countries waving their flags and wearing shirts from where they're from. Like, that's so fucking stupid. I mean, if ever the day I have to leave America, I'm not going to like Mexico and be like, yeah, USA, let me wave the American flag. Yeah, that's so fucking stupid. I couldn't do something like that. I couldn't look like a complete jackass. I mean, if I was ever going to leave America, then if anything, I'd be waving a Filipino flag or a Mexican. Why the fuck would I raise, if I'm leaving America to better myself, well, then you went to a better country. I don't know, people. I don't know. I'm just not that fucking stupid to do shit like that. Alrighty then. And yeah, I joined the Army at age 39. The recruiter was like, what job do you want? I said, the most difficult entry-level job I could get in the Army. The most hazardous. Put me in the most hazardous job I could get. And the most physically difficult. Now at 39, he's looking at me. I'm 55 right now. This was almost, 20 years ago. It's like 15 years ago. He's looking at me like, sir, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. Now, you can't get in entry level at Airborne Ranger. So you start in as either it was bomb squad. That's pretty fucked up. Infantry is pretty difficult. I was a forward observer, so I had a dual MOS. Infantry and artillery. So I had to learn both MOSs. We were trained to go across into enemy lines by ourselves. We were our own backup, and we were trained to go in groups of about 5. Okay. Luckily, that shit never happened. But before you do that, of course, you go to like airborne school and air assault school and shit like that. And you go to the 82nd, and then they take you up there, get you all ready and prepped, and then you probably go to selection or something, go through a Q course and get high speed and shit. Like I was already 39. I wasn't trying to do all that. At 39, I'm just trying to get into the most difficult entry level Army position, which is forward observer. Bomb squad was equally kind of fucked up. But our job, we had to do like lots of rucking, and yeah, it was pretty physical, I'll tell you. Yeah, Fort Bragg, yeah, that kind of shit. I was too old for that. If I was 29, I would have went for air assault and airborne and all that shit and selection and Q course and SF and all that. But I was already 39, man. I was at my age. I just wanted to get in and maybe do some dangerous shit and get out as an entry level, not this higher level, next level dangerous shit. So, you know, I still wanted to get out of the military and still have all my fingers and toes and no holes in my body. And the more you put yourself in harm's way as a soldier and stuff, man, you're taking a risk for your country. But I was on the older end. I already worked law enforcement already before then. I've already worked in prisons and shit. And I've done a lot of that dangerous shit. So I'm not trying to do that in the military. I've already proven to myself starting around age 21 that I had what it took and stuff. I just wanted to see if I was damn near 40 years old, do I still have what it takes? Yeah. And so those are my glory days. Those days are over, and everybody joins the military for a different reason. And I wanted to do the most difficult thing. I mean, I waited until I was almost 40. I was 39 and a half. I was just pushing the line. But I want to do the most dangerous thing, serve my country, be a hero to myself and my family and friends. I don't give a fuck what other people said. Oh, these are all political wars. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing this shit for me and my family, not for some fucking hippie communist Democrat. And that's what I did. I wanted to push myself. It was fucked up being in the Army as a forward observer. When I got a little bit into the service, they asked me if I wanted to go to Fort Sam Houston to be an Army social worker. Since I already had a college degree, yep, I became a grunt and had a college degree. Wanted to suck, what they call it. You're going to have to suck for a year or two. And so I got in, went to theater and stuff, came back on one deployment. And they said, hey, how'd you like us? We can skip OCS, Officer Candidate School. They said, with your experience, they saw me in the military and how I was and how the other soldiers I could interact with, especially the younger ones. They're like, you know what? You'd be a good mentor for these young 18-year-old guys, 20-year-old guys. And I already had an English degree with almost a psychology and lots of experience in group homes and stuff. And I talked with lieutenant colonels in the medical field. And they're like, hey, you know what? We will authorize you. We will put in recommendations. So I had a captain and a lieutenant colonel put in recommendations that I go to MEDAC. So you can get into the military officer candidate school. Is usually for the younger. MEDAC's usually for people that have specialized degrees or special talents. And there's no age limit. You could be 50 years old and be a heart surgeon, and the Army will let you in. So I thought about it, and I decided to get out. The Army's tough. And even though I would have been like second lieutenant, I'd be 01E, officer one with prior experience. It's just the Army's tough, man. And I'm tired of playing those fucking games. And you got to I'm just not trying to do all that. I wanted to serve my country and get in and get out, get into a possibly hazardous situation, risk my life, maybe get blown up. And I made it through, and the Army's it was tough, and I was done. But they wanted me to stay in. They were going to make me a Army social worker, and it would have been cool if I was, if I was like 5 years younger or something like that, I would have done that shit. But I was already kind of at the older end, and I'm just tired of, yeah. So anyhow, all your guys, we all have stories one day. Maybe we'll go over them. Holy shit. I could only Imagine you as a psychiatrist. Yeah, there was a psychologist. It was a captain that interviewed me to see my qualifications and just talk to me in general and see how do I approach problems, how do I approach stress. Cryptoholic, name a situation in the real world, maybe when you worked in a prison facility or on the street, and did you encounter blankety blank situation? How would you handle if some, the psychiatrist interviewed me and said, man, we really want you to stay in the Army. Then she talked to her lieutenant colonel, who's probably a higher level psychologist in the military and shit. And they talked. They said, if this guy wants to stay in, fuck it. We'll give him 1 year of college straight. Fort Sam Houston, 1 year straight, no breaks. He'll have a master's in Army social work, and he'll be a second lieutenant E. And I'm like, damn. They said, think about it for a day or two. And I did, and then came back. And then I said, nah, I think I'm getting out. But there are some other circumstances I would have stayed in, but there was just something going on and I had to get out. So I probably would have stayed in. If that other circumstance wasn't there, I would have stayed in, probably just getting out of the military right now, or I would have stayed in I got out in January of 14. So we're looking at 11 years ago. I'd probably be a captain right now. So anyhow, that's my little military experience. I just got out January of 2014. So it's been 11 years. Eric Goldsmith, member for 32 months. That guy's been around forever. Speaking about being around forever, thank you for your service, Hulk and MG, and those who served. Be blessed all. You would be a major in 11 or whatever. I mean, I'd be 55. Let's say I'd be a major, and I could still function until about 60, 58 to 60. I'm sure I could. Oh, check it out. When you retire, they bump you up one. So I would have been a captain because when I got out of the military, I was sergeant. So you always get bumped up a rank when you go to retire out. Now, if I would have stayed, I'd be a major. But then when I started getting at a certain point, if I dropped a packet and said, hey, I'm done. Actually, you're commissioned, so you got to have the president authorize you to go. So that's another thing. And they can always call you up and have you go back in. I was like, what? So they're like, at first, like, yeah. But then I went and talked to JAG, right, before I got out. And they're like, you do know that if you become commissioned, you can be called back in. I'm like, no, if I quit and stuff, they're like, yes, you're not enlisted, at that point, you're commissioned. They can call you back. I'm like, what? Even after 5 or 7 years? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, fuck, dude. And then when I got out, I had nightmares sometimes about the Army calling me back. Oh, yeah. I'd have sometimes nightmares when I'm sleeping, and I'd wake up, and I'm in boot camp again. And it's just like, I'm telling you. You guys got me totally off the subject. We got a couple cryptos we're going over right here. Let me copy this and then paste it. All right. Global securities. Okay. In the world, you have something called the IOSCO. We learned about the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation, and there's 20 offices in the world, like at the G20 level, controlling the derivatives trading in those countries, the biggest 20 countries in the world, derivatives. Now, this one is for the IOSCO. This, again, is a I like how they govern themselves. A self-governing organization for securities. So this is like for stocks, okay? Let's read this because I want you to see what's going on. They're moving towards all global token. Remember, there's two things we've got to have to get rich. Global tokenization of real-world assets in all areas, stocks, bonds, commodities, derivatives. We got to have tokenizations in all these areas. And then in other areas as well, real estate tokenization, everything fucking tokenizing, even your fucking wiener dog. Just not your wiener. Well, some guys will probably do that. Some of those guys that make those kind of funny movies that I don't watch, but a lot of you guys probably watch that shit. Crypto Hawk, would you just fucking go? All right. Global Securities Watchdog says tokenization creates new risks. Well, of course. Let's keep reading. This is out of Paris. Ooh, Paris. That's one place I just will not go to or visit. I can't handle guys talking about Paris, mademoiselle, s'il vous plaît, escamons. Like, that shit's so fucking annoying hearing that shit. Crypto tokens linked to mainstream financial assets, here we go, could create new risks for investors. The Global Securities Regulator, here's the name, IOSCO. Who are they? The Global Security Regulator. So like of Gary Gensler and everybody in the whole world, okay? Said in a report on Tuesday, as the finance industry remains split on the merit. Look, they're going to do this. Are you serious? So the whole finance industry, half of them are like, yeah, we're not going to do no crypto tokenization. And the other half's like, yes, we are. And, you know, I got one solution for that.
It's showtime. I'll be back. I always come back.
Yes, that's who's running the show on the weekend. Tokenization is the process of creating blockchain-based tokens linked to real-world assets, such as stocks or bonds, has seen a revival of interest among crypto enthusiasts this year, with new tokenized products being sold to the public via online brokers. This is already happening right now. We are seeing crypto creeping up. And I'm just letting you know, half that securities industry, that's so fucking bullshit. All these motherfuckers are going to give a thumbs up to this crypto. That's where all this goes. This whole world's tokenized. IOSCO is that global governing body, a body whose members are the regulators responsible for almost all, let's repeat, almost all the world's securities markets. These people tell Gary Gensler what to do, okay? Said that the majority of risks around tokenization come under pre-existing framework, but that there could be new risks and vulnerabilities stemming from underlying technology. Come on, man. Not if you have XDC controlling shit, you know, that's what it's for. Although adoption remains limited, tokenization has the potential to reshape how financial assets are issued, traded, and serviced. Oh, tokenization has the potential to reshape how finances are issued, traded, and serviced. Said Tuang Li, Tuang, Tuang Li Lim. Let me tell you something. The Chinese are heavily involved in this. We're going to see evidence. I'm going to break it down for you like nobody's breaking it down for you. The chair of the IOSCO's board-level fintech task force. The different ways tokenized assets are structured could leave investors uncertain about whether they own the underlying asset or just the crypto token. And the third-party token issuer creates counterparty risks, the ISO added, echoing some of the concerns raised by European Union securities regulator in September. Tokenization could also suffer from potential spillover effects from increased interlinkages with crypto asset markets. Some mainstream financial institutions like the NASDAQ are making a push into tokenization, but other Wall Street players have raised concerns. Commercial interest in tokenization is rising, but actual adoption is still limited. That's because we don't have all the laws and all the safety nets. It's all going to happen. We know where this is. We know where this is going. People like you and me, we know where this shit's going. They're all saying, remember with crypto in the very beginning, crypto's bad, crypto's bad. Now it's all good. Now I don't hear any of them saying crypto's bad for criminals. I don't hear any of that dumb shit no more. Promoters of tokenized assets say that using blockchain can cut trading costs, speed up settlement, facilitate around-the-clock trading, and even attract younger investors. But IOSCO said that the efficiency gains are uneven. Well, of course, until you get everybody hooked up on the same platforms, you dumb motherfuckers. As market participants still need to use traditional market infrastructure for the trading process rather than replacing it. Okay, this is so fucking stupid. They're running everything parallel. We already know. Franklin Templeton has told us they're doing it and everybody else is. Swift has already told us, for God's sakes, they're running parallel. Why is this motherfucker, what's his name? Twang Wang? Millimeter Peter, what's his name? Twang Lee Lim. This stupid fuck. Are you serious? We already know Franklin Templeton, Swift, and all these other motherfuckers. We got what? BlackRock is using Axelar, Ondo, and Ripple with Cosmo SDK. Why the fuck is Twang Lee Lim? That dude is so fucking stupid. I'm done with that article. We're going to look at the evidence now. Let me check some comments real quick. USMC, howdy neighbor. Did you get my email? Okay. Okay, let's go. Happy Veterans Day. Hulk says USMC Water Rescue. All right, now we get into the evidence. How much bullshit have I done? 22 minutes worth. Okay, 40 minutes or so, we're good to go. The IO, now we're going to get into a little bit on the IO. We're going to figure about Mr. Wang or Mr. Wong. You're Mr. White or Mr. Wong. White, I mean, like white, never mind. IOSCO membership is primarily composed of regulatory authorities, self-regulatory organizations. It's like their own boss. They are their own boss. And they kind of work together to police each other. Okay. Must be great. Who's involved in this? Australia is involved. Let me tell you something. This Australia, it's like the biggest secret weapon. These Australians governments pretend to be all fucking communists and shit like that, but they're right in there with Ripple from day one. Oh, come on. I'm just letting you know about Australia. Australian securities, China securities is mixed up in this. European securities, of course. Let's dig a little deeper on this IOSCO. They have affiliate members. The Bahamas. You know how all this Sam Bankman-Fried and all these shady characters come out of Bahamas. Then you got Bahrain, Bermuda. Like, come on. Like, think about it. Is there really any business going on in Bermuda? Like, what kind of factories and shit? No, these are all the undercover brothers down in Bermuda and Bahamas and shit. Brazil. Then you got another Brazil. You got B3, Balco, Bolsa down in Brazil. You got Canada, the Canadian Investment Regulatory Organization. Cayman Islands. You know what? So much secretive bullshit goes out of the Cayman Islands, all that secretive government people hiding money and shit. The Channel Islands. This is where they hide all the dark money and shit. China is involved. Oh, see right here? See right here? They're acting like, y'all know. On my channel, you know, Ripple China and all that. These other channels, they have no fucking clue. It's amateur night at the comedy club, and none of these motherfuckers are funny. You got to have so many fucking alcoholic drinks just to laugh at their stupid jokes. China, the China Financial Futures Exchange, China Securities Deposit Clear, all this China stuff. There's probably 1, 2, 3, like 7 or 8. I'll tell you who makes the IOSCO. Looks like China's running it. There's like 8 agencies from China there. The Securities Agency of China, Shanghai Stock Exchange, Shenzhen Stock Exchange. Like just there's fucking 8 agencies of China. Nobody else has this many. Brazil's got 2. You got Singapore. That's basically China. Germany's right there. Deutsche Börse. The European Union is there with the European Fund and Asset Management Association. We got Egypt in there, Colombia, U.S., but I don't see USA. Very interesting. Now, let's go down to what we call the ISDA. The International Swaps and Derivatives has over 1,000 members across the world. Oh, shit. Now, when we were talking about the IOSCO, they have about 74 members. Not a lot. These are the shot callers, the 74 members in the IOSCO. They're the shot callers, okay? Now, that's for the securities markets. Now we go to swaps and derivatives. The ISDA has 1,000 members. Oh, shit. Let's take a look who's involved. Algorand. Oh, shit, you guys. I'm telling you, you got to get that Algorand. Brand new people, get that fucking Algorand. I'm going to read off a list of crypto companies that are mixed up with the ISDA. You better have at least one of these. If not, you're fucked. That's the wrong fucking answer. Algorand. If you don't got Algorand, you're fucking wrong, okay? Now I'm going to mix crypto companies and then companies, okay? I'm showing you the membership, the main ones of just cryptos primarily of the ISDA. Algorand, B2C2, Borden Ladner Gervais, LLP, Clifford Chance, Coinbase, Consensus, and you know what that is, the crypto Linnea that I've got a lot of. I got a little bit deep into Consensus. Copper Technologies in Switzerland, that's Standard Chartered Bank for custody. That's Ripple, which is Medico, which goes back to Swiss. It started in Switzerland, got sold to Giuseppe de Vrent, a German company that's been around since 1852. That was then Medico. Ripple bought that like 2 years ago, so it's basically Ripple. You got Crypto.com. Oh, they're right up there, everybody. FTX. Oh, they got in trouble. But you know what? FTX, I'll bet you what, they got enough money. I don't think that dude's not going to jail. Those people bought their way out. K&L Gates, LLP. Moore and Van Allen. OK Coin. Oh, Ripple Labs. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Trade Block Corporation. Now, we've got a company we're going to talk about next. Tokenovate Limited. We're going to do a little deep dive with them because they're using the crypto BSV. That's like a Bitcoin. Oh, shit. We're getting into that one. It's about $20 right now. I say that could hit 1,000. Okay, when this thing takes off, $1,000 easy, couple $1,000. BSV. Now it's a big market. You're not going to bump the crypto. So Tokenovate. We went over this the other day. Tokenovate. Tokenovate, a financial services technology company. focused on post-trade automation for derivatives using blockchain and smart contracts, is primarily involved with BSV. That's the Bitcoin SV crypto. Tokenovate does not appear to issue their own native crypto. They're using BSV. This is where it gets very interesting. So I looked up Tokenovate. It's a United Kingdom company that was came out in 2022. Rather late to the party. Very interesting. They don't have their own crypto, but they just use Bitcoin SV. Now, I don't want to deep dive this too much because I know where it's probably going to get me. So I kind of just didn't do it on purpose. It provides a cloud-based platform that automates post-trade lifecycle events for derivatives and securities. So it's like a platform that has smart contracts. Interesting. And other cryptos can go on it to be used. This company called Tokenvate focuses on reduced costs, risks, and inefficiencies in capital markets by operating the common domain model. Common domain model. The guy that founded it has 30 years in the financial markets, specializing in derivatives trading. Now, where we're going with this is not a crypto that you're going to buy for 5.005 cents and flip it and shit. This gets real deep. This Tokenovate is using Bitcoin SV, which used to be about $200 to $400. Now it's working around $20. When this thing takes off, I see it at least $2,000 to $3,000 each. Okay. It's got these people working for him. Richard Baker, over 30 years in financial markets, specializing in derivatives. This isn't like Vitalik Buterin or some 20-year-old college kids making an Uber app to get a ride to go to Taco Bell because they got munchies from smoking marijuana at 2 a.m. Previously held roles at where? Goldman Sachs. These people are connected into the financial system of the world. If you want to throw, hey, I threw some money at Quant at $80 a piece or whatever. This one's 20. You might want to consider this one too. This one is into the world's financial system. They don't make meme coins. They won't be hanging out at the Ripple parties or the XRP community parties. These people are these people are running shit. They're not special needs like the XRP fanboys. Previously held senior roles at Goldman Sachs, where he focused on electronic trading platforms. Oh shit. Now it's called the CME Group. This goes all the way up to the top, everybody. Right now, it starts to get really serious. Leading post-trade solutions. He has expertise in risk management, regulatory compliance, blockchain integration. Baker has emphasized de-risking trading, though, through smart contracts. Oh, my God. Gerard, I can't pronounce his last name, Bonazinkiewicz. Background in energy trading and fintech, prior roles and positions at major commodity firms like Mercury Energy Group, where he managed trading operations. The next person, I can't pronounce their name, involved in tokenizing, here we go, CDM standards presented on smart contracts for derivatives. Past history include legal and tech roles in finance frameworks, MIFID2. Other employees, there's 50 other people, and they're not saying who they are. This company, Tokenovate, is working with like government agency type things. I'm getting a call from a spammer from Miami. I'll have to put them to voicemail. Hold on. Let's take this call just for the fuck of it. Hello? That's that robocall. It's not. If it was a person, I was going to tell them to go fuck themselves. So what we got here is they're working with ICMA, International Capital Market Association. So Finovate is working with them. They're also working with the ISDA, the ISLA, International Securities Lending Association. Okay, let's put it like this. Finovate is working with everybody in the fucking government around the world for stocks, bonds, commodities, shit. That summarizes who they're working with, okay? And they're using, again, the Bitcoin SV. Now, if you look on CoinGecko, I'm going to show you something right here, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is what this Finovate is working with, is this crypto here. Now, if we look at Bitcoin SV and we take it to a max, it around 2019, this crypto was generally about $100, and it stayed $100 for like the next 3 years to about January of 2022. If you look at the charts, actually, let's take it back from about March 2019 till April of January of 22, this crypto really hasn't been under $150. For about 3 years, it was staying at $150. Now this crypto's at 23. Now, guess what happens when we have real world use case? This Bitcoin BSV, I mean, you saw it was spiking at $400 from 2019 for 2 years. For 2 years, this crypto could spike up to $400. And guess what? We don't even got real world use case. Do you know where this crypto's going? I'll just take a crack at it because I'm a crack addict. But I'll take a crack at it and say $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 at least. How much use case does this crypto coin really have? How many businesses are we at? I think that I'm going to tell you what, I think we're at 5% or less of world global tokenization. I say maybe we're at 1% tokenized, everything in the world, 1%. We could easily 100x this. So shit, $20 times 100, what is that, $2,000 or something? I'd say right now we could easily 100x it with real world use case, maybe more, 2,000, 3, 4, 5, 10,000. Like, I'm serious. Okay, we'll do this. I'm going to do something here, use some AI. And let me do a copy and a paste. Okay, I got a 5-year price prediction on the Bitcoin SV. Bitcoin SV is a fork of Bitcoin Cash designed to restore the original Bitcoin protocol. Let me see where we're at here. Let me go to BSV TokenVate. Let me just look really quickly through that. Okay, what's the latest news with this crypto here? Today's the 11th. Okay. 6 days ago, what happened with this crypto? Listen up. Recent developments center on the launch of the Novat protocol. It was launched November 5th, 2025. That's 6 days ago. This crypto just launched a Novat protocol. It's a programmable oh shit, settlement system for tokenized assets, enabling what? T+0. You know what that means? Instant trades. Oh shit. Reducing exposure by 60 to 80% and unlocking trapped liquidity. This fits into global shifts toward T+1 settlements by 2027. October, what happened? So that was 6 days ago. What happened like 2 weeks ago? Oh, this crypto here, TokenVate, which the BSV crypto is going to run on, TokenVate on October 21, the ISDA and TokenVate launched a task force to develop smart contract frameworks with CDM for derivatives. In September of 24, this TokenVate highlighted for transforming finance with BSV in carbon trading and derivatives. BSV, according to TokenVate and all their government, look, this TokenVate company, they're working with all the global regulators. This is not just some couple college kids starting a crypto company. No, this is a financial company. This is massive right here. This is a financial company, TokenVate, who's in with the world's top stock market derivative. It doesn't get any higher. The only thing that gets higher than this is me with cocaine and heroin, okay? TokenVate is going to transform finance with BSV. Just letting you know, okay? For some of you that want to get in on something, this goes about as high as it gets. It does not get any higher than this with trading at the world regulator level. There's nothing higher than BSV, okay? In June 2023, the world's first smart legal contract for carbon credits with GMX 013. This crypto is ISO 27001 certified, GDPR/MIFID2 compliant. Let me, here's Grok. Let's see what happened. Overview of BSV. Where are we at? BSV is a cryptocurrency that emerged from a hard fork of Bitcoin Cash in 2018, aiming to restore what its proponents see as the original vision of Bitcoin outlined in Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper. Oh, so what we have today in Bitcoin might not be the real intention of what Satoshi wanted. What if, because we know Bitcoin can't scale and can't do all these things, right? So they have to call it a store of value. But what if this Bitcoin SV is the one that is the chosen one? Oh shit, Crypto Hulk. I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying it is. All I'm doing is asking questions. It emphasizes massive scalability. Bitcoin can't scale. How many Bitcoin transactions can happen in a minute? Like what, 10 or something like that? 15 in a minute. That means 15 people in the world at any given second. Second can transact. I think it's more like 5 or 10. This Bitcoin SV emphasizes massive scalability through unlimited block sizes. Oh, see, I think Satoshi was smarter than this, whatever Bitcoin they got right now that is a pet rock. Like, What does it really do, right? I think maybe this other Bitcoin was the original intention. Okay, because it's obviously being used by token bait. It's obviously being used at the top level. Are they using Bitcoin at token bait for all the world's ISDA and iOS? They're no, they're not. They're not. What are they using right now to facilitate global trade at the top derivative exchanges in the world? Bitcoin SV. Oh shit, CryptoHawk, I've never heard this anywhere. Okay, I'm just letting you know. This is Bitcoin SV. It's not Bitcoin that we know of that Michael said, crazy Michael Saylor. Like, Michael Saylor don't know shit, okay? We've got, Michael Saylor's a gambler. That's all he is. He's a delusional gambler. That's my opinion. Now, I look here and I'm looking at Bitcoin SVs being used. Token Vade is not using Michael Saylor's Bitcoin. Nobody in this galaxy is using Bitcoin to do shit, okay? The world trade is going to be using, according to Token Vade, because they're working with who? The world's biggest trading organizations. And their goal is to transform world trade with Bitcoin SV, not Bitcoin. Okay, I'm reading it right here. It has massive scalability through unlimited block sizes, supporting up to 1 terabyte blocks in theory. That's insane. Low transaction fees. Well, see, the other Bitcoin that we know of, this is something that they believe is the original Bitcoin, because I never can understand. Now, I could see this. I could see this Bitcoin SV running world trade. No, I can totally see that. But I can't see the Michael Saylor crazy delusional Bitcoin do it with the Anthony Pompliano and selling the Bitcoin pizzas. They were selling pizzas to raise money for Bitcoin. Like, seriously? But I could see this, the ISDA, International Swaps and Derivatives, and the ISOCO working with Token Vate, who's utilizing Bitcoin SV. I can see that. That's fact. That's factual. They're doing it already. It's not like they're going to do it. They are doing it now. This is fact-based. That's why this crypto is $20. I can see it easily going 2, 3, 4, 10, 20. I can see that going to 50,000, not Bitcoin. Okay. Let's keep going. This can be used for like data storage, tokenization, smart contracts, micropayments. Full use case adoption would mean BSV achieving widespread global implementation in these areas. I'm not saying it will. I'm saying it has the potential to have widespread adoption. They're already using in the world global trading. Where is a higher place besides here after the show when me and Chucky get high? Where is a higher place that BSV could be used? It's already at the highest place in the world. It's Bitcoin BSV, not Bitcoin. Let's keep reading. These coins are capped at 21 million. BSV reached an all-time high of about $500 in 2021. Short-term volatility remains high. What you'd have to do, in my opinion, is be able to tokenize on this blockchain to keep the price from dumping. I don't know if it can do it. I'm not a BSV expert, so I don't know. Price predictions. A website called Changely, Changely predicts Bitcoin SV to be $200 in 5 years. CoinLore, a company called CoinLore, says it's going to be 1,000. StealthX says $560. Let's look here. But these are smaller companies. These are not. Grok's going to give us his opinion. Potentially $5,000 to $13,000. Okay, if it's used to do what it's supposed to do. Okay, that's the if. But it could be $200 to $1,000. Grok really can't tell us. It depends on how much it's used and all that stuff. So, like I'm saying, if you can tokenize and put it on this blockchain, that solves all the problems right there. I haven't heard that you can tokenize on Bitcoin SV. If you can, then that crypto ain't coming down. It's going to get high in price and not come down. But according to Grok, you're looking at, if in a perfect world, all this happens in 5 years from now or less, Bitcoin SV could be 5,000 to 13,000. But then again, Grok doesn't know all this stuff, and all this stuff's secret, isn't it? Maybe this coin ends up being $5. I don't know. If it's tokenized, I mean, that's why we got the Canton coin, right? Oh, that's right. Some of you guys didn't buy that one. All right, so there's your little speculation on that one right there. Let me click out of these articles, clean up my top of my computer here. Deep dive that one. Bitcoin SV. Okay. JP Morgan. We got 9 minutes. Okay, it's good. Let me read the comments really quick. I had BSV on Coinbase a long time ago, and I couldn't buy or sell it for a long time until they reimbursed my USDC. 2019. Is it Bitcoin SV on Coinbase? Well, I know the crypto is BSV, and it stands for Bitcoin SV, but I don't know where to buy it or anything like that. I didn't look. Okay, let us. I think I'm going to go with. I want you to see what the biggest banks in the world are doing right here. They're getting all set, just like I'm getting all set up. I'm getting my stuff lined up for my cryptos. I've got a good variety of cryptos. Let's look right here. DBS, JP Morgan. Okay, here we go. JP Morgan, the world's most systemically important bank. If JP Morgan were to fail, it would cause problems in the entire world, okay? It could very likely throw the world into a recession if JP Morgan fails. Understand that. Okay. DBS Bank, Ripple Partner, and JP Morgan to develop an interoperability framework for crypto deposits. Oh, shit. I want you to see what they're doing. The biggest banks in the world, tokenized deposits. JP Morgan, these two banks have an interoperability framework. You're going to be able to be on whatever crypto blockchain and be interoperable with JP Morgan. I wonder what blockchain that would be called, huh? DBS Bank and Connexus by JP Morgan are in the early stages of developing an interoperability framework for what? Tokenized deposit transfers across various. Now, I wonder if that'll be on the Canton network. Crypto Hulk. The framework could potentially enable, or is it going to be on Linnea? Or Ripple. Tokenized deposits, XDC platform. That's R3 Corda. all of the above. It says the framework could potentially enable round-the-clock transfers of tokenized deposits across public and permissioned blockchain networks. Singapore's DBS Bank. Stop right there. We got the Ripple Singapore, don't we? We got Ripple Singapore. What was that about? Oh, that was just 2013 when Ripple joined with the country of Singapore, which is China, and they had a crypto exchange, and they had gold and silver there too, and they had wallets and all kinds of stuff, and no other channel ever talks about this because they can't find it. Oh, shit. They had a gold, silver, platinum vault where all this metal was stored. I showed you the bank accounts. I found their freaking bank accounts, the statements. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Like, damn, Crypto Hulk, how the fuck did you find their bank statement? I can't divulge my sources on how they went back 12 years ago, got the Ripple bank statements, and that's a little bit of my proprietary information. I can't really give that up. But I know sure as hell no other, all these other channels are like, how does this motherfucker get the bank statements? And it showed where the notary lady notarized them in color. Everything's in color and in living color. But let's keep going. Once we're all rich, I'll tell you all the secrets. Nope, a magician never gives away his secrets. This collaboration seeks to create interoperability layer between the two to allow transactions across both public and permission networks. Oh my God. This is the XRP ledger and R3 Corda. Well, you guys add the Stellar blockchain. They're all in this. Those are all the three base layers. Then everything else goes on top of that. Oh, shit. Both institutions currently offer clients round-the-clock liquidity. Oh, really? And real-time payment in their respective blockchain base. It's already done, everybody. It's the HTTP 402 Interledger Protocol made up by Evan Schwartz and Stefan Thomas from Ripple, David Schwartz's brother. It's this was given to the world in the internet in 2015. No other channel really talks about that, but that's okay. Come to Crypto Hulk Show, you learn all about it. It's on Ethereum layer 2 base. Well, isn't Linnea a layer 2 Ethereum base? Yeah, it is. Just saying. This could potentially transact with those DBS token services. Oh yeah. I'm gonna cherry pick this. We're almost done. Tokenization has become a major venture among global financial institutions in recent years. BNY Mellon, the world's largest custodian, they even hold Ripple's assets, the Ripple Lab stablecoin. Ripple uses BNY Mellon. Oh yeah, and BNY Mellon uses Caleb and Brown, their process that they have as well there for protecting your crypto with Fireblocks. So this channel's got it all. According to the BIS, according to a 2024 report by the Bank of International Settlements, commercial banks in nearly 1/3 of jurisdictions have launched. Now, this is massive right here. Now, the BIS is the Bank of International Settlements. They're the bank of all the banks in the world. Okay? The BIS sets policy for all the banks in the world. Ripple's working with them as their partner. Just saying, not a big deal. Now, you know what they said last year? 30% of the commercial banks in the world, they all have launched, piloted, or conducted tokenized deposits. I'll tell you right now, I think all the banks in the world, maybe we're at 60 to 70%. maybe another year from now, we're at 90%. They're using crypto tokenized. Like this is, I just want to show you where these banks are at. I don't know when, or I don't know how far exactly they are, but there you have it. Let me get out of this. And I believe that'll be it. We're at the 1 hour mark exactly. Last minute comments here. Good. You must have needed. Okay. Canton took all my lunch money. Oh, I know. I put G's into that one. Canton coin. I'm gonna let that one. Hey, Linnea is my long term. I don't fucking care. I'm not pump dumping that shit. Canton coin. I'll wait for that shit. Year or two, whatever it takes. I'm ready and I'm waiting. All right. That'll be it for this show. I'm gonna go take care of some things, and then I'm gonna work on making a 7 a.m. Pacific show. So I don't know if I can, but I'm going to go look for some news in a couple hours. I'm not doing it right now. What time have we got? 6 p.m. I'll be back at about 7 p.m. to go look for some news. And because I got to take care of some things right now. I'll see you guys on my next show, whenever, maybe tomorrow.